other song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 867. Hello, this is Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, here at the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Today, it's part 3 of my Into an Interview with the Seattle, Washington band March to May. Plus, we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. And happy birthday to a telescope. And now, I feel real old. Mike's Daily Podcast. We find out why, and the characters here at Cafe Anyway have been getting into all kinds of comedy gold. Mike's Daily Podcast. Well, not really, but we'll try not to suck on today's show. I can tell you with the utmost certainty that I am so glad that I don't have a regular TV, and I am not a fan of AMC. I don't get all the excitement over a zombie. I tried watching their turncoat 1970s drama, Mike's Daily Podcast. It made me wish that channel could be banned by Obama. Mike's. I'm fed up with Mad Men. Daily. That show needs to say amen. Podcast. It's over, folks. Yeah! 1970s, 1770s. There's not enough blood and sex for AMC to make those decades interesting. Oh, look who just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what.
What?
You don't put down my favorite show of all time, Mad Men. That is a great show. It's all about the demons that haunt us all, especially us salespeople.
You're not a salesperson. You're a creative artiste. You play the fiddle.
No, remember, I'm disgruntled. I don't play the fiddle anymore. I'm a salesman.
Wow. Okay, well, you heard the show yesterday where there were a bunch of pushy salesmen that we pushed into a huge bubble bath, and then they calmed down. They didn't give their hard sell anymore.
Yeah, Mike, I did not want to bathe with those other hard-selling salespeople.
Oh. Okay, that's your prerogative. Look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster.
Brewmaster, so you and Shelley Shuhart are a thing now.
We're a what?
A thing. You're a romantic item.
That sounds like it's painful.
It can be. No, you're in love with Shelley Shuhart.
Yeah, Mike, she's beautiful. And I think she loves me too, because she told me.
Oh, that's great. Wow. Things are really accelerating along between you two. You professed your love for each other. That's wonderful.
Mike, I have made a delicious Shelley Shuhart root beer.
Shelley Shuhart, gift shop supervisor, root beer. Wonderful. I'm going to try it. Wow. It's the best root beer I've ever tried. This is the best. You could sell this root beer, this Shelley Shuhart root beer. It will be the most selling thing you've ever sold.
I will sell that root beer for you, Brewmaster.
You will?
Yeah, because I'm a salesman. I'm a hard seller. So, Mike, you want to buy this root beer right now? I'm selling it now for a low price for free.
Okay, I'll buy that root beer.
Wait a minute. Dang it, I did it all wrong. My hard selling I slipped on my hard selling. It was too hard, and it had no substance, and I fell down and I broke my nose.
Oh, no. I will bandage you up, Disgruntled Fiddle Player, because I'm your wife and I love you.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, let's see. You guys almost got a divorce and you worked it out. Yeah, Mike, we were on the wrong path. The path to selfishness and self-righteousness. And then we fixed things up and we realized that we're in love.
That's right, Mike. We're in love.
You are like the new Captain and Tennille. And Madame Rootabega, she revealed that her sister was named Madame Rhubarb, but she has long since passed away because she's not immortal like Madame Rootabega. That's not true, Mike. I met Madame Rhubarb a couple weeks ago at a barbecue fish fry, catfish catching, lobster cook meal out, Willie Nelson, crawdad, boiled pancake breakfast. You almost done? Ice cream feed. Spaghetti feed. Go on. It was a family reunion picnic. I saw Madame Rhubarb. Wow. That was a huge event. A lot of things going on at that event. It got boring. Hey, but I saw Madame Rhubarb, and I talked to her for a while. She not dead. Oh my gosh, have you told Madame Rootabega? No, it slipped my mind. Wow, we need to tell her at some point, because this is big news. And this will be a huge moment here on the show when we finally have Madame Rhubarb on to meet with Madame Rootabega. Well, maybe you can help us out and try and track her down, Benita. I will try, but don't put too much pressure on me. Bye, I gotta go home and do some research and such. Exciting. Hey, happy birthday out to the Hubble telescope. 25th anniversary this week. Wow, I remember when they launched that thing. What some people may not know is that Hubble is one of 4 siblings. Back in the 80s, NASA commissioned the Great Observatories, each designed and built to study different wavelengths of light, according to the Huffington Post. The 4 Great Observatories, in order of their launches that took place between 1990 and 2003, are Hubble, the Compton Gamma Ray Observatory, the Chandra X-ray Observatory, and the Spitzer Space Telescope. NASA's Hubble Space Telescope was launched April 24th, 1990. I remember because I was dating this girl named Lisa back then. Ooh, hey, that ties into the joke in the cartoon in the podcast picture today. Wonderful. We'll allude to that a little bit later on. Oh, and Madame Rootabega is in it as well. Hubble has 4 main scientific instruments that allow it to observe not only visible light, but also ultraviolet and near-infrared. Hubble helped determine how old our universe is, what quasars are, and also helped discover dark energy. In 1991, NASA launched a satellite into space. Can we start that over? Let's take 2. In 1991, take 3. In take 4. Take 5. Dun 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 dun. Anyway, in 1991, NASA launched a satellite into space carrying the Compton Gamma Ray Observatory, or CGRO. The goal of Compton was to study gamma rays from objects far out in space. Gamma ray telescopes can study incredibly exotic objects such as blazars. I once wore one of those to a wedding. Yay, let's hear it for blazars. As well as the magnastars, cosmic rays, and dark matter. Compton operated in space until when NASA intentionally sent it into the Earth's ocean in 2009. And then when it fell into the ocean, they said, hey, that satellite thingy was straight out of Compton. Straight into the ocean. NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory is a telescope specially designed to detect X-ray emissions from very hot regions of the universe, such as exploded stars, clusters of galaxies, and matter around black holes. Because X-rays are absorbed by Earth's atmosphere, Chandra must orbit above it, up to an altitude of over 86,000 miles in space. It was launched aboard the Space Shuttle Columbia back in 1999 when we had space shuttles, and continues to be in excellent health and deliver incredible science over a decade and a half later. The last of the great observatories, the Elliott Spitzer Space Telescope, it's not named after him, is it? Was launched into orbit in 2003. Spitzer is designed to detect infrared light, which is primarily radiation from heat. This gives Spitzer the ability to study objects like brown dwarfs or failed stars, extrasolar planets, giant clouds of gas and dust, and organic molecules that may hold the key to life in the universe. Does it study prostitutes in space? No. Over the years, astronomers have used often data from these telescopes together. Not only does this reap incredible scientific rewards, the combined data sets from the different observatories often make spectacular images that help all viewers get a more complete view and picture of our fascinating universe. And you can see some of those pictures at HuffingtonPost.com. Just go to their article written by Kimberly K. Arcand that's entitled Happy Birthday Hubble, Seeing the Universe in a New Light. Thank you very much for listening to that news story. I would like to also tell you can comment on that news story and on AMC if you're a big fan of AMC. Why? And are you excited to hear that Madame Rootabega is in fact no longer alone, that she does have another sibling still alive in this world. What a fascinating, dramatic turn this has taken. Oh, and the love affair between Benita and the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and Shelley Shuhart and the Brewmaster. There's so much love on this show. Email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email, and your and not so comments. You can comment on our Facebook page, facebook.com/MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST, or also on Twitter @MikeTalks. And you can find our website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, which has links to where to listen to us in iTunes. You can comment on the show and rate this show in iTunes. If you do that, we don't languish in obscurity, which we do all the time. We languish away. And, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we need the Hubble telescope to turn around and look at Earth to try and find us, because we are so densely buried and hard, obscure to, Then there's also the links to where to find us on YouTube. You can listen to us there, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podomatic, Mixcloud, Spreaker, Player FM, Ameristream. You can listen to my morning show that I do weekday mornings in Connecticut from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. There's a link to that, as well as the country radio show that I do weekends on Country Crossroads Radio. Links to all that, as well as where to find us on Instagram, Yelp, and Tumblr. And there is the Amazon link. If you're ever going to buy anything on Amazon, if you want to help us out, go to MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, click on that Amazon link, and buy whatever it was you were going to buy. Perhaps a huge astronomical telescope. And then you help us out by paying for it through that Amazon link. There's also the blog, The Daily Podcast Picture, all my past interviews too at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And speaking of interviews, part 3 of my March to May interview.
Into an interview.
I'm speaking to March to May. It's the duo with DARREN, GUYAZ, and BETH WESCHE. We've been having a very spirited talk about ninjas and harps and gymnastics.
And ninjas with harps.
And ninjas with harps. That's the name of my band, is Ninjas with Harps. We're a great band. We're touring. We're taking it to the road.
I like it.
I'd come to your shows.
Yeah! That's all we need, is you to show up, Beth, and we're happy. So, who did that really nice art for your album cover for The Water's Edge, for your EP?
That was actually my sister. She's a watercolor painter back in Maine.
No kidding.
Yeah.
It actually has a really funny story behind it, too, because I'll tell you, we had a heck of a time getting artwork for this album. We had sort of been in talks with a couple of different artists, and everything that was coming out in terms of sort of like mock-ups and initial ideas just didn't feel quite right. And we had a painting that Darren's sister had given me the year previously hanging in my room, and we were sort of like sitting there one day just wondering, like, man, what are we going to do about artwork? We really want something that looks like that. And then we had this moment of like, oh wait, that would be pretty easy to do to get. So we called up Darren's sister the next day, and she was totally thrilled to do it. So
cool. Wow. And it's all in the family.
Yeah,
totally.
Excellent. Yeah, and it's very soothing to see it, to look at. It's a nice drawing. And then you made the Water's Edge EP. What was the name of that studio again?
Bear Creek Studios in Woodinville.
Bear Creek Studio. Any particular reason for that one?
We had listened to sort of the music that was coming out of a lot of Seattle local studios, and we're just blown away by the quality of material that was coming out of Bear Creek. They did Elephant Revival's latest album, which was one of the real things that sealed the deal for us. When we called them to see if we could book some time to just come and see the studio, they asked us to wait a month because they were doing Brandi Carlile's most recent album.
Oh man!
And they did the Lumineers. They've got a pretty solid repertoire, and we're so glad we went with them. Just the team that we worked with there was incredible.
It sounds great, the album, and you co-write a lot, right? What's that like, the co-writing process? You had mentioned earlier about doing Facebook chat to finish up the song Count the Days.
Yeah, I never would have imagined co-writing before I met Beth, but it's been a pretty incredible process. We work very, very well together. And, I feel like almost every song starts out with some kind of chord progression on the guitar or the harp, leads to some kind of melody, and then we kind of solidify a melody. And then eventually the lyrics come usually at last. That's the process. And it's amazingly fluid.
Okay, well, I want to play Georgia, and this reminds me a little bit of the Cowboy. It's the Cowboy Junkies. Wait, the ones that sang "Sweet Jane." Oh, sweet Jane. Wait,
Who is that?
Let me look this up. Hold on. Is it Cowboy Junkies? Sweet Jane. Why is Cowboy Junkies not popping up in my head? That's weird. In the 90s, they did this song, Sweet Jane. It was a cover of the Velvet Underground song. And
I don't think I've heard that. I'll have to go look that up.
And it kind of has that feel to it. And it sounds new, your song here, Georgia, but also very retro.
Yeah, for sure.
And was that something that you were going for? How did that happen?
A little bit.
I mean, the song was a kind of an interesting amalgamation, actually. I started the chord progression a couple years before I met Beth, actually, when I was traveling through Southeast Asia. And, and in fact, I wrote this whole other song to that same chord progression, lyrics and melody and everything. Kind of put it aside and kind of forgot about it. And then I brought the guitar part when we were on a songwriting retreats earlier, I guess last year.
Yeah. And it was really funny because one thing that Darren will do sometimes when he doesn't have lyrics for something is he'll just sort of throw nonsense syllables together, and it kind of sounds like words. So he was just like saying something nonsensy, but to me it sounded like "Take Me Home, Georgia." And some sort of spark hit, and I sat down with a pen. I think I had like a pen and a napkin or something, and I wrote the lyrics to Georgia in like 20 minutes.
Awesome! Wow. Do you remember saying something about Georgia in your mumblings, Darren? Was that something like subconscious?
Not that I recall, actually.
I think he didn't say. I think "Take Me Home, Georgia" was like nowhere in the nonsense syllables he was saying, but that's just what my brain lit upon.
How funny! Wow. Well, it's a beautiful song. Let's play it from their album "The Water's Edge." It is March to May. Darren GUYAZ and Beth WESCHE. And you can find out more at marchtomay.com as well as facebook.com/marchtomayband. And here they are with Georgia on Mike's Daily Podcast.
Yeah.
doesn't she have such a beautiful voice? Beth WESCHE there of March to May, along with DARREN GUYAZ. We go outside of Cafe Anyway here at the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Next show, it's the finale of my Into an Interview with the duo March to May. And yeah, I was talking about the Cowboy Junkies and Sweet Jane, which sounded a little bit like this.
Anyone has ever had a heart wouldn't turn around and break it. And anyone has ever played a part wouldn't turn around and hate it.
Oh man, I had an ex-girlfriend that loved that band. Loved Cowboy Junkies. Sweet Jane. Dun, dun. Okay, I feel a little bit of a kinship between that song and Georgia. What do you think? You can email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com, or comment your calm and not so comments there at Facebook.com/MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST, or on Twitter at Mike Talks.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And speaking of talking of ex-girlfriends, well, we weren't really, but we mentioned the word Lisa and Charlie Brown and that sort of thing. And today is World International Don't Infringe on My Intellectual Property Day. World Intellectual Property Day, and I am speaking with Madame Rootabega about that. In fact, she's here right now. Hello, Mike and Masters, Madame Rootabega. And what were you guys talking about earlier? Oh, nothing at all. Hi, Madame Rootabega. How y'all doing? I'm doing fine. What were you guys talking about earlier, Benita? Benita, ixnay on the sisters say. What? You're speaking some kind of other language. I was doing some research. Yes, what were you doing research about? Madame Rootabega, we may have found your sister. No, but she is dead. Yeah, but, do you know for sure? Not really. Okay, well then we may have found her. What? I know that's surprising, isn't it? No, what? Seriously, what? I'm hard of hearing. We may have found your sister, Madame Rhubarb. Oh, no, you haven't. No, we may have. Okay, well, I can't wait to see how this turns out. And Madam, I'm doing research to find her. Thank you, Benita. You're welcome. Can I borrow your cowboy hat? Yeah, say it anytime y'all want. I want to borrow it right now. No, not right now. I'm using it. Maybe later. You guys work that out. Anyway, next show, we're going to bring you the finale of my Into an Interview with March to May. Plus, we will also hear from, that lady we just heard from, Madame Rootabega, as well as Valentino and Bison Bentley.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com.
Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!